Hey my loves, and welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time, hi, my name is Rebranding, and in this video I'm basically just going to be sharing some of the things that I've recently learned about my 4C hair journey and things that I think or I wish I knew early on in my journey, if that makes sense. Okay, so I don't know if you guys know, but I'm an influencer. Like, I'm a natural hair influencer, and I do a lot of content revolving around natural hair, how to care for your natural hair. This does not exclude me from learning or like learning new things about my hair, if that makes sense. So recently I've just been learning more about this hair that I always preach about and tell people about, and this is basically from talking to like specialists or like hair experts, people that are licensed and have been dealing with hair for a long time. So it's not just things that I learned, well, maybe some of them are things that I've noticed, but these are things that I've learned from experts themselves, and I just wanted to come here and like summarize and just give you guys like insights and, you know, share new knowledge if it's new to you, but it's new to me. And I've been going to a couple of events here and there. I've been speaking to a lot of experts, and that's how I've been able to gather all this new knowledge, which I'm about to share with you guys today. Okay, so first thing on our list is nutrition, and I want to say nutrition has a very big role to play in the health of your natural hair, if not the biggest role when it comes to hair growth. Because honestly, this is something that I learned the hard way, and I want you to know early on so that you don't fall into this as well. But before I go into like the details, I want to read a comment from one of my videos here on YouTube, which someone said to me. Okay, I was talking about hair dryer, like how I straightened my hair with a particular hair dryer, and my hair felt very dry. And basically you can go and watch the video. It's like the $500 hair straightener video on my channel. I'll put a link here. Right, so I started with this hair dryer, and I feel like in the video, like I would always give you guys an honest review, and in that video I said my hair felt very dry, but I don't think it's the work of the straightener. I feel like this is just my hair because recently my hair has been dry. When I go to events and I have to speak to like, you know, like I have a consultation with like an expert, I'm always like, my hair is dry. For a very long time now, my hair has been dry. So someone said, are you iron deficient? It's not just the ends that look poorly, so you may be having an internal issue. Ciao. I'm not even upset. Like, I don't even find this comment offensive at all. If I'm being honest with you, I'm actually even more, what's the word? I'm even more sad, or not sad, ashamed that I did not take care of myself to the point that people can tell from my videos. Earlier this year, I've spoken about this a couple of times on my YouTube channel. Sometime in February, I had to go to the A&E. They did some blood work and they found out that I was iron deficient. Basically, they diagnosed me with anemia. Now, along the line, I tried to fix my diet, because if you know me, you know that I hate anything green on my plate. I don't like vegetables. I was eating a lot of vegetables at that time, but I just couldn't keep up because I don't like vegetables. And then recently, when this comment came in, I think either I went to go and get the test done, or I already had the test being processed. But around that time, I got another test done, and the results have not changed. My iron levels are low, and they still tell me that I'm anemic, which I don't want to accept, but I'm working on it. So when I say nutrition has a very big role, I was shocked that someone could tell from my video that I have iron deficiency. And what does iron have to do with, like, you know, like hair? Like iron, if you have low iron, it can lead to thinning of your hair. So if you used to have like thick, full hair, your hair can start thinning out. It can lead to hair loss. So sometimes when you feel like, oh, you're losing hair, your hair is breaking, girl, you might just not be eating your veggies. You might just be low on iron. And even it's just a holistic approach, because it's not just eating iron, like iron rich foods. You also need to be getting in a lot of vitamin C, because vitamin C is what would help with the iron absorption in your body. So it's like I learned this the hard way. I'm still working on my diet because I don't like greens. I'm trying to drink my greens now. So I have a juicer that I bought, you know, and honestly, what you take in is what we see, right? You can tell that someone could spot that I had iron deficiency in this video, and this is something that has been here, or like even maybe even before February, because for them to have diagnosed this in February and this is November, maybe I even had this for like a long time, but it was just undiagnosed. And I kept complaining that my hair was dry, my hair was dry, my hair was dry. Girl, is your diet, okay? Your diet plays a huge role in the health of your hair. So if there's nothing else you take from this video, take this, okay? Because I'm even gonna put like a clip where I noticed that my hair, I had like a bald spot and I was scared. Fam. I was so scared because I'm just 25. Why am I losing hair from the scalp? No. So I had to fix my diet, and honestly, so far it's going well. I try to include any sort of green, even if it's like just green beans in my rice, and then I always have kale. So I'm trying, and I'm also juicing as well, and I also have supplements that I take for iron. So yeah, your nutrition is very important. Don't play with it. So another thing that I have learned recently is hydration is the key to moisturized hair. Not necessarily you going in every day to put on a moisturizer or a leave-in conditioner, but the way to get that hydrated, moisturized hair is by washing your hair frequently. I'm going to hold your hand when I tell you this. The expert that I spoke to told me that I need to wash my hair every weekend. Honey. I'm sorry, but like, have you seen this hair? This is 4C hair. Washing 4C hair every weekend is a little bit unrealistic, if I'm being honest with you, because it's a lot of work. And if you have length like mine, your hair is not short, like low cut, it can be a struggle. We all know this, right? But this is something that I've heard so many times. One person has said it. I went to another panel discussion, they said the same thing, once a week, and I'm like, is this the norm now? Like, I must have missed an episode because tell me why everyone is now agreeing to wash their hair once a week. But then when you think about it, right, your hair is not just hair, it's like your scalp. Would you go 1 week without having a bath? You won't do that. Can you go 1 week without a shower? You won't do that. So why would you stay 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks without like washing your scalp? Because I think a lot of people forget the fact that your hair is actually what is covering skin. So beneath this hair, there is skin there, and that's your scalp. And your scalp is skin, and you need to also care for your scalp. I'm gonna hold your hand when I tell you this. You need to hydrate, and by hydrating, I mean you need to wash your hair. I'm not talking get a spray bottle and spray your hair. No, I mean washing your hair regularly. So that is the key to getting good moisturized hair. So if you're someone who is always complaining that your hair is dry, you need to do more frequent washes, and that's how you'll be able to overcome that. Okay? I know it's a hard truth because I've not still accepted it. I always do my wash days every 2 weeks, but telling me to do my wash day every week, that's a lot. I know, but I'm trying. What is very comfortable for me right now is 2 weeks, but I need to come down to 1 week, like every week basically. If you are someone who has like type 2A, 3A, or like, you know, like the looser curl patterns, it's easy for you to just wash your hair while you're in the shower, like maybe every 4 or 5 days every week, or every 3 days to be fair. But someone like me who has like the thick curly 4C hair, it is not that easy, and I kid you not, it's not. Whatever works for you, but this is like a good standard to work with. Once a week, okay? Maybe every weekend when you have the time. Since we're still on the topic of scalp, one thing that I learned recently that I was not prepared to learn is that oils have there's no place for them on your scalp. I'm sorry. This is something that I recently learned. You don't need oil on your scalp. Your scalp is skin, and there are specific scalp care products that have been designed for your scalp. This is something that I've also learned from like just the internet. Oiling your scalp is what gives you like the dandruff and the flaking, and you know, you can see like flakes falling off from your hair, which is very sad. But if you guys disagree to this, let me know in the comments. But this is what I've learned recently. The most advised thing now is to have like a what do they call this thing? You know, like the exfoliating shampoos, clarifying shampoos that basically just clarify your scalp. There's also like the scalp moisturizers as well as some scalp serums, and a good example is the Ordinary scalp serum. This is something that the experts have recommended, and everyone is now against using oils on your scalp and oils for hair growth, whatever. What is in now, I'm telling you now, is some scalp serums, moisturizers, clarifying shampoos, exfoliating shampoos. You know how you like exfoliate your skin, or you have like exfoliating scrubs for your body? Yeah, they're exfoliating scrubs, or not scrubs, like shampoos for your scalp. Okay, so basically just treat your scalp as skin. So you should have like an exfoliant for your scalp as well. So what I currently use is I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to put like a clip here. It's this exfoliating shampoo that I've recently added to my collection, if that makes sense. But basically it helps like exfoliate and clarify, which is a good addition because you are caring for your scalp. So think about it. Maybe put down the oils if you are experiencing like itchy scalp, flaky scalp. So my next point is trimming helps in retaining length. Now, something that I've always been doing, maybe not as frequent as I should, but I would always get like a trim. It's either I do it myself or I go to a salon like an expert to do it for me. Now the thing with trimming is your hair, the ends of your hair, so like these ends, not the one coming from your scalp, the ends of your hair are like the weakest part of your hair because they've been there the longest, so they are more prone to breakage, basically just snapping and breaking off. And sometimes they are, because they are the weak parts of your hair, they have like split ends. So a split end is when you have like one strand and that strand splits into two, right? So when it splits into two like that, it becomes thinner. And if you go on for long without like getting a trim, it's gonna keep splitting all the way up till it gets to like very significant length, or sometimes might even get to your scalp if you have short hair. That's why you have to get regular trims to trim off the split ends so that they don't keep traveling up to your roots and then causing more breakage and hair loss. So these are like the things that you just want to take into consideration. If you feel like your hair is not growing, then you need to start trimming, because you might just be dealing with split ends that are not letting your hair grow. I would always advise that you do a professional trim. So you go to a professional, they would blow dry your hair, obviously give you like a good wash and everything, blow dry your hair, and then cut the split ends. So always go to a professional. You can do it at home. I do it at home sometimes, but you always want to still go to a professional so that they do it perfect and you're not doing more damage. Another thing that I wish I knew earlier in my journey: avoid overloading products onto your hair. See, I've been to events where this lady has talked about using a teaspoon amount of styling gel to do a slick bun, and I'm like it's not realistic. I've argued this thing with this lady. It is not. She has said it twice now in two different events that I've been to that she's been there. It is not realistic for 4C hair, because we need so much gel to sleek this hair back. But here's the thing, this hair that I did right now, usually when I do a slick bun, I would use gel in layers. So I'll start from the back, put some gel, add some new hair on there, add some gel. So like I do it in layers until I get to the front. And at the end of the day, my hair is packed with gel. That is overloading your products. But what I did today, which honestly, I did not care how sleek this hair was gonna look. I just wanted something basic and quick. All I did was just get a little bit, maybe even less than a teaspoon. I put it on my hand and then I just rubbed it through, and I used my hard bristle brush to like brush it down and sleek it down with a scarf. And we have something sleek. Okay, so avoid overloading your products. Okay, see, your hair can only absorb so much products. Like there's a threshold, there's like a point where your hair is like, okay, I've had enough, okay, I can't hold any more products. And that's where the white flakes and the like the flakiness and the product buildup comes up, because your hair has absorbed what it can absorb in terms of like the products. Now any other thing that's extra, you're gonna see it there as white flakes because it will dry up. There's nowhere for it to go to, and it's just sitting on your hair. And then you start complaining that there are white flakes with this gel. This gel doesn't work for me. It always gives me white flakes. Girl, you've used too much. You have just used too much, and the product is just sitting on your hair. It has nowhere to go to, nowhere to escape to, and you're seeing it. That's what you see as the flake. That's what you see as the product. Okay? I know it's a lot. But as fussy girlies, let's try to use minimal sizes in our products and just tone it down a little bit. I know you need that much gel, I get it, but you can work with something smaller. And this is for the health of your hair. If you care about your hair, you would, like listen to what I'm saying. But yeah, the next point is you need to protect your hairline and avoid doing the same pattern. Now, the second bit of this point is personally for me because recently I was parting my hair and I noticed like a bald spot. This is like in the middle of my hair because that's where I usually like doing parting. If you know me, you know I love a middle parts for like my sleek bones, or even if I'm doing any hair, I'm always parting from the middle. And my hair has told me, girl, you've done enough. Avoid doing parts in the same place. Always try to switch it up. This week you can do middle part, next week you can do side part, next week you can do the part here, the next week you can just do no parting at all, or you do a C-cut or something, because if you keep on exposing that part and keep like working on the middle part, you will see that it will start thinning out. You might even lose some hair like me. Tiny changes you need to make here and there, and you would actually see that your hair will start flourishing, if that makes sense. Again, protect your hairline. A lot of people struggle with like thinning edges and all of that. If you notice today, I did not necessarily get like my usual swoop. Usually I'm so obsessed with it, but today I just did like a quick, I didn't do too much. It's just so that it looks nice. I make sure I didn't do anything too slick, because when you're trying to get something too slick, it means you're applying more pressure, and your edges are just, over time, it won't happen in one day. Over time, your edges will tell you that, okay, you've done more harm than good. Okay, so try as much as possible to protect your hairline. You can rock your hairline without defining it with edges. With gels, you can legit rock your hair without having to define your edges. Okay, if you don't want to, and just to protect your edges so that you're not walking about with like a chopped front hairline. So pick your struggle. Come on now. We need to pick our struggle. Now, the last but not the least is always do a clump test for your products. A lot of people explain or complain rather that they always experience white flakes with their products, but sometimes the products that you're mixing are just not compatible. So what is a clump test? A clump test is basically getting like two products. So let's say you've washed your hair, you're gonna put in your leave-in conditioner, and then you're gonna put in some gel. So you're gonna take that leave-in conditioner, put a bit of that on your hand, then get the gel as well, add that to the leave-in conditioner, and then just rub it around. If you see any sort of clumping, like like they're separated and they don't mix well, that's literally how it's gonna be on your hair, and it's most definitely going to form white flakes. Okay, so this is something that you need to take into consideration. Now, if you mix the two and you find out that there's no clumping, like it's just a smooth blend of the two products, then you're sure that it's gonna go well on your hair. As far as you don't add any product after, that might just disrupt that mix, right? But this is how you know that your products are gonna be compatible and you won't have that white flakes that you're always scared of. Always do a clump test to be sure that the products that you're working with are compatible with each other, if that makes sense. So yeah. These are things that I wish I knew very early on in my natural hair journey, and I hope you guys learned a thing or two. If you have more things to comment down below, please comment down below. Okay, if this video was helpful, if you learned a thing or two, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you are new to the channel, and yeah, I'll see you guys in my next one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye, my loves.